Hi everybody, I am Hope. I use science to bust fitness and health myths so you can make informed choices about your body and well-being. Today we are talking about posture. So you've probably been told to sit up straight or stand tall to prevent back pain, neck pain or injury. But is there actually strong evidence to tell us that posture causes pain? Let's dive in. So for decades, posture has been framed as a direct cause of pain. Slouch shoulders, you're doomed for a sore back. Forward head posture, guaranteed neck pain. But musculoskeletal researchers are challenging that view. Pain is multifactorial, meaning it comes from a mix of biological, psychological, and social factors. Posture is just one piece of the puzzle. So let's start with this paper, Sit Up Straight, Time to Reevaluate by Slater and colleagues. Slater and their pals argued that the traditional advice to sit or stand perfectly is oversimplified. They pointed out that research does not consistently show a link between a specific posture and pain or injury. In fact, people with so-called poor posture often experience no pain at all, while others with ideal posture might have chronic discomfort. Their conclusion: instead of obsessing over a single correct posture, we should focus on movement variability, strength, and functional control. Basically, being able to move and adapt your body safely, not holding a rigid line. So if posture itself isn't the culprit, what does the research say about why people feel pain and how posture fits in? We have some more recent studies. A 2025 study by Fernandes and colleagues looked at women with chronic non-specific neck pain. They tested whether correcting head posture could reduce pain. They found that interventions aimed at posture did reduce pain, but the effect wasn't because the spine magically aligned. Instead, it came from improvements in movement patterns, so teaching people to lift, reach, or twist more efficiently, reducing strain on certain muscles and joints, neuromuscular activation, activating underused muscles like glutes to better support the spine during movement, and psychosocial factors, building confidence, reducing fear of movement, and lowering stress and tension that can amplify pain. So the benefit came from how people move and how they felt, not from holding a perfect posture. Another 2025 study examined people with chronic low back pain. Researchers found that these individuals had impaired postural stability, so for example, increased sway and difficulty maintaining balance. But notice what this shows: pain affected posture, not the other way around. The discomfort altered how they held themselves. So again, posture can be a reflection of underlying issues like pain, movement deficits, or nervous system changes rather than the root cause. Research shows that posture can reflect stress rather than simply indicating mechanical dysfunction. A 2020 study investigated 90 young men and how stress affected postural control. They measured stress using the cortisol awakening response and the perceived stress scale, and found that individuals with higher stress levels had greater postural sway, meaning their balance was less stable. This effect was even more pronounced when participants couldn't use visual cues for balance. Slouched shoulders, forward head, collapsed spine may often be signals of stress or emotional load, not direct causes of pain or injury. Chronic stress can influence muscle tension, movement patterns, and sometimes pain. So posture is often a reflection of what's happening in your body and mind rather than a fixed predictor of health. So to summarize, there is no one perfect posture that prevents pain. Pain is complex and influenced by many factors: tissue health, movement patterns, stress, and even sleep. Posture can reflect underlying issues or habits, but it's rarely the root cause. Interventions that focus on posture often succeed because they also improve movement, strength, awareness, and psychosocial factors, not because they align your spine in a particular way. So, how do we apply this to daily life? Move often. Avoid staying in a single posture for hours. Get up, stretch, walk, or perform light movements. Build strength and stability. Flexing, extending, twisting, reaching, they're all going to help your body adapt to a variety of positions safely. Focus on functional control. Practice movements that mimic daily life rather than fixating on holding a perfect posture. Manage stress and fatigue. Mental and emotional state can influence how you hold yourself, and addressing those can reduce tension and discomfort. Use posture as a signal, not a sentence. Notice what your posture tells you about movement or stress, but don't blame yourself or your pain on it. So the next time someone tells you to sit up straight, remember, posture is not a measure of your worth, nor a guaranteed path to living pain-free. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been stressed about perfect posture. Remember, it's your body, your choice. I'm just here to help you make informed ones.